Okay, I thought I'd do something a bit different, which is um, where I started with 3D, and that was when I was a kid, and it was on the Amiga 500 with a program called Light. And here it is. And the ball. Sorry about the flickering. I don't know quite why it's doing that. I can't really even remember how to use this program, but you can, rotate stuff. I mean, it was super basic. But yeah, it was pretty cool that it was nowhere nearly as fast as it on the emulation. But yeah, just boxes, cubes, spheres, um, and then it had the renderer. Oh, so let's load up. Proceed. So the little man, and then you have the renderer. Get file, little man, go. There we go. And we can call him something or whatever. Get file, go. So yeah, I mean that was. I mean it would never be this fast on the 500, but yeah, that's what I think. I got it free with a cover disk, although I forget which. Anyway, let's just exit out of that. I guess the one that really is interesting is Traces, because this is kind of like an early version of Blender. And if you go, so that plane, okay, and we can grab the plane. Unfortunately, I can't seem to load the project files, so just grab like Blender, R rotate, scale. It's basically Blender, but a very bad version of it. I can't seem to load the demo projects because they seem to be corrupted or something. There seems to be something that was. Let's see if we've got other things here. Was it? Oh yeah, it's all on the function keys. Load scene. I can try, and it didn't work last time, so I don't see what it's going to. Okay, so there's that. Save scene F2. Oh. And then you have. I mean, yeah. It's so anyway. Blender, or a sort of Blender, started on me. I don't even know how to quit out of it, but anyway, that's Blender. And then we also had Cinema 4D. I only got the demo, unfortunately. Let's try and load something in here. Open. Let's go with the chess. Okay. And so then we have the chessboard. I was going to use the wheel mouse, but that doesn't work, does it? But yeah, it's Cinema 4D. Let's see if we can render. Okay, show picture. What's that? Oh, that's that. Okay. Oh, screen mode. Yeah. Okay, let's out of memory or invalid screen mode. So let's see if we can sort that out. Settings, screen mode. I think rather than really dive into, if I get stuck on something, I'll just go and move on to the next one. And then we have Lightwave. So Blender, Cinema 4D, and Lightwave, and we've got the modeler. Oops. And we also have the layout. Let's load a scene that's sort of familiar to people. So there we go. We have the. If we select the camera, we can move the camera around. Space to. I mean, it hasn't. It's really. I mean, it hasn't really changed that much on the PC version. To the PC version. So move. Oops, I've selected the thing. Camera. Okay, let me just load that scene again. And we'll do a render. Although I had to change something on the camera settings. I had to change it from square pixels to. This seemed to make it work. So F10. Oops. Can't open Picasso screen. Picasso. We don't want it on Picasso. We want it on Hamate. So this is sort of in response, or rather inspired by the Holder Modify, his channel. He is an Amiga user and a Lightwave user, and so there we go. We've got Babylon 5, which is obviously what Lightwave was known for. I mean, I used Lightwave for a long time in my career. I mean, I started on soft image and Silicon Graphics for about 6 months, and then I went back to Lightwave. I mean, I'd used Lightwave right up to the second year on my Amiga, and then it got stolen in university, and then I shifted to a PC with Lightwave, and then, as I said, first job was soft image on Silicon Graphics. Some notable other mentions was Imagine, which is you can get for the PC still. I mean, it's not developed, I don't think. So if we go details editor, load object cow. Okay, we've got the cow there. You can do this just as perspective, the zoom and the alignment, I think, if I remember correctly. And you know, we didn't have OpenGL, so you know, it was all a bit archaic, I guess, by today's standards at least. And I used Imagine for between leaving school and Art Foundation, and then switched over to Lightwave, and I managed to find Lightwave. I mean, I got Imagine from the Imagine cover disc. So let's make it a bit smaller. And then at art college, there was a guy who had an Imagine 4, and he sold it to me. So that's how I got Imagine 4. But then I found Lightwave at the car boot sale, so that was the end of Imagine. Although I didn't initially like Lightwave for like the first week. I had the digital video tutorial VHS tapes, desktop video with Brad Peebler as the instructor, I think, if I remember correctly, or it might have been another guy with a beard. Yeah, so after Imagine, I went to Lightwave, and there's a few other things that are probably worth mentioning. There's Sculpt 4D Animate, which a chap called is known for the Juggler, and a guy called Paul Franklin, who's now like part of DNEG. That's what he started with. So I might as well show you that. Although I never used this. The only ones I really used was Imagine and Lightwave, and I have no idea what I'm doing here. Let's try and load scene. It's kind of let's go. Oh, okay, let's try that. Okay, and we have a clock. Can we render? Start. Oh, it's rendering. There we go. Let's just add a so talking about the Amiga. Oh, I should have got it to look better before. Okay. But there was also Real 3D and Caligari. Let's do Real 3D. Yeah. It's this weird screen mode you get on the Amiga because it's really sort of meant to hook up to a video, TV or something. Let's go projects. Or insert and see what happens if we do that. Okay. I'm not quite sure how to. Oh, we navigate with a plus in and out. Yeah. So there you go. You can. I think they did like a walk cycle. Let's see if we can do a render. I did get this to work. Extra custom tool. I might skip ahead. Okay, let's skip ahead. Exit. Okay, and then there was Caligari as well, which has got pretty cool as interfaces go. I really like the look of this. I mean, obviously it's super basic today, but let's go objects. Let's try that. Amiga 3000. There we go. Got there in the end. Oh, has it crashed? Oh, there we go. Can we move around? Done. And oh yeah, that's. Although the rendering, I couldn't get the rendering to work on this. It just looked awful. I don't know quite what's going on there. Whether that's some emulation problem or something. And can I get back? Exit render. But yeah, so that's that one. And I think I'm going to stop there because it's. But what I'm trying to say is that, although they're quite expensive at the time, although you did get the odd, like Imagine free, you got quite a number of 3D programs, and three of them are sort of still around with us today, albeit very different. And Lightwave's not really used so much anymore really. I switched to Modo, and then Modo with Blender, so I do all the modeling in Modo and animate and render and stuff in Blender. I never used Blender at the time. I think it wasn't sort of publicly released as such, I don't think. I could be wrong on that. And I briefly dabbled with Cinema 4D at the time. But yeah, and then there's also another mention. What was this one? So, oh yes, I've shown that already. There's also dPaint, which apparently, although I think it's probably the PC version, they use for Doom for doing all the textures. So yeah, although it's probably an earlier version like dPaint 2 or something. This is dPaint 5. But yeah, so that's my little ramble about the Amiga and why it is a significant, why it has so much significance for a lot of visual effects artists over a certain age. Because it's where they first started doing 3D. For a lot, at the time, I think it was like Povray, and you could get 3D Studio, but it was for DOS, and I think you needed a reasonably powerful PC or decent graphics card at least. So yeah, Lightwave for me was massively significant because I carried on using Lightwave for many years afterwards, really. And there's also I dabbled with XSI. I also used Maya when it around 2000 because sort of soft image was dying a bit, and because they released XSI or Sumatra like a demo version, and it was really unstable, and by then people had started jumping ship to Maya. There was a whole range of 3D programs that were like on super high-end machine, Silicon Graphics, like I think it was Electric Image, and there were loads of these different 3D programs. And now, also many years later, it's really, I guess, Max and Maya and Blender and Cinema 4D, and then you have all the others, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of, and Houdini obviously, which was originally called Primes, I think, and that was on Silicon Graphics as well. But yeah, that's my sort of little ramble about slightly detouring onto other 3D programs, but mainly it was really about the Amiga and why I think it is a sort of, it was a significant computer. Okay, it was a kid's computer perhaps, but it did start a lot of 3D artists' career. So that's why I'm making this video, just to, sort of little, sort of the history of the 3D programs on the Amiga. Okay, that's it.